Hello guys, welcome to Code with Us. Today we are with a new web series of operating systems by Code with Us. So let's see what is operating system. An operating system can be defined as an interface between user and hardware. It is responsible for the execution of all the processes, resource allocation, CPU management, file management, and many other tasks. The purpose of an operating system is to provide an environment in which user can execute programs in a convenient and efficient manner. So, a program that acts as an intermediate between user of a computer and the computer hardware is nothing but operating system. So generally, what are the operating system goals be like? Execute user programs and make solving user problems easier. It makes the solving of the user problems easier and make the computer system convenient to use. Use the computer hardware. We can use the computer hardware in an efficient manner. These are the operating system goals. Coming to the operating system definition, OS is a resource allocator which can manage all the resources. Like in a OS, we can manage all the resources, which decides between conflicting requests for efficient and fair resource use. Coming to OS as a control program, which can control and execution of programs to prevent errors in improper use of the computer. So coming to the computer system architecture, computer system which is divided into mainly four components like hardware, operating system, application programs, and users. Coming to the hardware, we'll be having CPU, memory, and IO devices. So, example, if we take anything which we can touch or we can use of things or called CPU, like if we take CPU, central processing unit, and memory, and IO devices like input and output devices like mouse and pen drive, these are the hardware devices. And coming to the operating system, which is controls and coordinates use of hardware among various applications and users. Coming to the application programs, define the ways in which the system resources are used to solve the computing problems of the users. Coming to that, application programs like word processors, compilers, web browsers, database systems, video games. So I think everyone got what is application programs like word processors like Microsoft Word, those things, and compilers. We will be having Java compiler, JRE, those things, and web browsers like Google, Chrome, Yahoo, and so many such case. And coming to database systems and video games, as everyone knows. And coming to the users, generally we are the users who use the computers, like people and even other machines and other computers which are contact with this computer. This is called computer system architecture. And so, as we have discussed earlier about the four components of the computer system, so first thing is the computer hardware. So, like mouse, those things, and coming to the operating system, we are having many OS like Windows, Linux, Unix, Ubuntu, those OS, Mac, and so on. And coming to the system and application programs, we'll be having many application programs like here. We have given the compiler, assembler, text editor, database system, and for each and every application programs, we have this number of users. For compiler, we have a user, and for the assembler, we'll be having a user. For there will be alternative users also for this. Applications will be mainly every user will be connected to the application programs only. Yeah, this is the four components of the computer system, like hardware, operating system, application programs, and users. And coming to the next slide, which tells about operating system do. What does the operating system do? It depends on the point of view, which is like user wants the convenience. So whenever if we take any interface, it should be convenient to the user. Ease of use should be there and the good performance should be there. So coming to the next thing, don't care about resource utilization. It doesn't care about the resource utilization, but shared computers such as mainframe or mini computer must keep all the users happy. Using this operating system, shared computers such as mainframe or mini computer must keep all users happy. Users of dedicated systems such as workstations have dedicated resources but frequently use shared resources from service. Handheld computers are resource poor, optimized for usability and battery life. Some computers have little or no user interface, such as embedded computers in device and automobiles. So this is what operating system do. And coming to the next.
Hi everyone. Now we will discuss about the operating system services and functionality. What the services that operating systems will do. Let's see one by one. So one set of operating system services provides functions that are helpful to the user. So the first one is user interface. So almost all operating systems have a user interface, UI. You maybe know that UI. So where is between command line CLI and graphics user interface GUI badge. So next one is program execution. So it means the system must be able to load a program into memory and to run that program and execution either normally or abnormally, indicating that error also. Next, the IO operations. So a running program may require IO which may involve a file or an IO device. So next one is file system manipulation. The file system is of particular interest. Obviously, programs need to read and write files and directories, create and delete them, search them and list file information, permission management. So these are the four, and the next one is, and one set of operating system services provides functions that are helpful to the user. So the continuation for the above slide. So next one is communications. So when come to the communication, the processes may exchange information on the same computer or between computers over a network. So communication may be via shared memory or through message passing, like packets moved by the OS. And error detection. If any error is occurred, so how the error detection occurs. So US needs to be constantly aware of possible errors. So may occur in the CPU and memory hardware, in IO devices, in user program. And for each type of error, OS should take the appropriate action to ensure correct and consistent computing. And the third one is debugging facilities can greatly enhance the users and programmers' abilities to efficiently use the system. And another set of OS functions exists for ensuring the efficient operation of the system itself via resource sharing. So resource allocation, it means what are the resources we need to allocate when multiple users or multiple jobs running concurrently. So resources must be allocated to each of them. Many types of resources, some such as CPU cycles, main memory, and file storage. Like these may have a special allocation code, or others such as IO devices may have general request and release code. And the last one is accounting. It means that to keep track of which users use how much and what kinds of computer resources. And the next one is operating system services. So another set of OS functions exists for ensuring the efficient operation of the system itself via resource sharing. And the protection and security, when come to the protection and security, the owners of information stored in a multi-user or networked computer system may want to control use of that information. The concurrent processes should not interface with each other. And the protection involves ensuring that all access to system resources is controlled. And when come to the security of the system, it means the security of the system from outsiders requires user authentication, extends to defending external IO devices from invalid access attempts. So if a system is to be protected and secure, precautions must be instituted throughout it. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Now the kinds of we will discuss about the kinds of operating system and its properties also. So let's see that what are the kinds of operating systems and its properties. The first one is batch. It means the jobs within similar needs are batched together and run through the computer as a group by an operator or automatic job sequencer. So performance is increased by attempting to keep CPU and IO devices busy at all times through buffering or offline operation as pooling and multi-programming. So batch is good for executing large type of jobs that need little interaction. So it can be submitted and picked up later. And the next one is interactive. So this system is composed of many short transactions where the results of the next transaction may be unpredictable. So response time needs to be short, like in seconds, within seconds. So since the user submits and waits for the result. And the third one is time sharing. This is very important. So this system uses CPU scheduling and multi-programming to provide economical interactive use of a system. So the CPU switches rapidly from one user to another. So instead of having a job defined by spool code images or each program reads its next control code from the terminal and output is normally printed immediately to the screen. And the fourth one is real time. So often used in a dedicated application. This system reads information from sensors and must respond within a fixed amount of time to ensure correct performance. And the fifth one is network. It provides operating system features across a network such as file sharing. And SMP, used in systems where there are multiple CPUs, each running the same copy of the operating system. Communication takes place across the system bus. And the next one is distributed. So this system distributes a computation among several physical processors. So the processor do not share memory or a clock. Instead, each processor has its own local memory. So they communicate with each other through various communication lines such as high-speed bus or local area network. So and the next one is clustered. It means a clustered system combines multiple computers into a single system. So to perform computational tasks distributed across the cluster. So, and the next one is handheld. It means a small computer system that performs simple tasks such as like calendars, emails, and web browsing. So handheld systems differ from traditional desktop systems with smaller memory and display the screens and slower processors. Thank you. And guys, stay tuned for the further videos about the operating systems. Please do like and share and subscribe to the Code With Us channel. Thank you so much.